Hello there, viewers. Welcome back. You probably think today would be a really good time to get Ben Sports News involved, and I agree. Although my fiance just so happens to be washing Ben Sports News' shirt that he uses. So, no Ben Sports News today. So, brilliant. What are the chances that she would wash his shirt? I mean, God, I didn't even know they knew each other. We're on the intro. We've made a load of transfers. It's exciting. Viewers, welcome back to Boston Boys with your boy from Boston, Dr. NGFM. Oh, it works well. It works perfectly. I've never used that intro before. That's staying. Your boy from Boston, Boston Boys. It's good. I'm killing it every time I mention it, but come on. So later on today, we will play Chorley in our opening game of the new season. But oh my word, viewers, we've had 3 months of transfers. All sorts has gone on. We've got a new stadium, 2,000 season tickets sold. I'm not sure how that's happened, but we'll take it. And financially, we're looking very good. And pre-season, well, I played really good teams to get more money through the gate, so don't talk about pre-season. All right, we'll briefly talk about pre-season, in which we played Newcastle, Southampton, Fulham and Palace, and it went, well, not brilliantly. Clive scored, though, so I mean, hang your hats on it. Now, before we go through the ins, and there's quite a lot, let's focus on a few of the outs that you're obviously aware of. Of course, Andy Tannoy has left, and I think that probably goes down. Doesn't even go down as, oh, okay, I guess he was sold last season, sorry. Johnny Margus has gone, George Willis, the goalkeeper's gone, Ashley Jackson, Nicky Walker, Brad Abbott, Jonathan Wafula has gone, Daniel Rose gone, Jay Rollins has gone, and Robbie Bromley have all left the club. So if you are a fan of any of those players, then sorry to hear it. They're out now. Ah, yes, you can see there, Andy Tannoy is on the outs. I put an official out to transfer. Now then, let's take a look at the ins that we've brought in. Now, I'm not going to run you through all of them because, frankly, some of them have been signed in error. So, oh dear, Ben. The first one, though, is Maxwell Statham. Is it Statham? I guess it's Statham, like Jason Statham. A very good young centre-back in my mind. Decent heading, good enough marking. Passing of 6 is actually better. A lot of defenders at this level have got like a 3 or 4 passing. 6 is actually quite good. And 13 tackling as well. Makes him quite good defensively. Not lots of nice pace about him too. 6'1". We've got him from Tottenham on a free transfer. We had him last season, but never really played him. He was in our under-23s for a bit. This year is the time to bring him forward into the first team and hopefully get the best out of him going forward for the rest of the year. So yeah, there he is. Let Maxwell. Yeah, you like him. We like him. The next one. Now, in fact, we have to sort of introduce these two as a two. James Jones has joined on loan from Crewe, and actually, the best way to do this, viewers, is probably to go to the tactics screen and show you that we've changed the tactic ever so slightly. Of course, we've lost the very important player that is Andy Tannoy in the centre, but we've managed to bring a few more players in and change things around just a touch. So, forget the other screen. This is what we're going to go with. So, lots of new introductions to the side, and I understand at the start of a new season, it's always difficult to get involved with a lot of these players because obviously it's almost like a new team. There's a few that have survived from last season, but in goal this year, Harvey White. Your reaction is similar to mine. Yeah, in goal, we have a bit of a crisis going on. If I could have got a better goalkeeper in, viewers, I would have done. Handling, one-on-ones, reflexes, command of area, sorry. They're all relatively good. Good decision-making, good bravery. We'll see as the season goes on. And because we're a non-league side, we can go and get a goalkeeper at any point. So if one becomes available that is better than that, then we will do. That's harsh. We have Dylan Parkin as well, but he's not better. At right back then for this season is Minihan, Sam Minihan as our right back. Like I say, physicals are pretty good. Some really nice mentals on him as well. Determination, bravery, teamwork, work rate, very good. Tackling and marking both decent. And crossing and dribbling of 8, actually, again, for right backs in this level, pretty good. Very often you find defenders who have got good marking, good tackling, but shocking, like crossing and dribbling and forward attributes, but decent first touch as well. So Sam Minihan, welcome. In the middle then, we've got Ryan Coulter, who we had last season, or Coulter, however you'd say it. Statham, who we've just been through. Cantrill comes in at left back, of course. We've lost the boy. The man with the wonderful hair is gone, and George Cantrill comes back, comes into the side. 5'10", very good athletically, good agility, 15 tackling. You like the look of that, you've got to. Marking solid too, decent first touch, and his mentals are okay. 12 concentration for a left back, it's not too bad. At 19, comes in from Sheffield United. So if you're a Sheffield United fan, you may well know who he is. Moving slightly further forward, and he's not the best player ever in this role, but our new anchorman is Kean Taylor, 18 years of age. He's coming from Shrewsbury on a free transfer. Have you ever seen a player with so many 10s? I would call him average. I think that's the best way to describe him. He's got one of the nicest attribute graphs you've ever seen in your entire lives. It's almost a complete circle. It's not a circle, obviously. Hexagon, octagon. Octagon, 8-sided. I did maths at school. Don't you judge me. But yeah, quite nicely well-rounded. Marking and tackling is what he needs. Passing's not too bad either. Again, it says there he might improve. Maybe these will all be 12s by the end of the season. Who knows? But 18 years of age, he's got a lot to grow into. Now, our midfield 2 in the middle, you can see based on the star ratings where our powers lie. And Jamie Jones and Matthew Smith are very good. If I could very quickly show you the season preview, you can see that of all the Dream 11 players, we have the midfield 2. And they act as a midfield 2 for us. Now, I'm a little bit concerned, viewers, and I didn't know this going into it, that we have a game today, and James Jones, not fully fit for the game. So that is an issue for me. But he, then, is on loan from Crewe Alexandra, and you'll see straight away there's a lot more green going on. Very nicely well-rounded, some nice technical attributes, passing, tackling, are decent, but his penalty-taking technique, work rate, teamwork, determination, composure at this level, stamina, strength, natural fitness, all very good. 5'9", and he then is alongside Matthew Smith. We've got him up from Arsenal. You can see current ability and potential ability-wise, quite strong, and passing techniques and really nice mental attributes down the bottom there. You can see look, there's an array of green, viewers, which I think we can definitely get on board with. I think he'll be a star in this division for us as well, so the fact we've managed to get him in, I'm very, very pleased indeed. So he comes in from Arsenal. He'll be alongside Jamie Jones, so JJ and Smith. In fact, do we just go straight for JJ there? We'll give it time. Canavan is ahead of them, Liam Canavan. I wanted someone better in this position, really, but he's still young enough to improve a little bit. 24, he's getting on the older side, although his picture does not suggest the picture of a 24-year-old, if I'm going to be brutal. But he will sit behind then Clive and Liam Edwards. Now, there's 2 positions I wish I'd strengthen more this window. It's the attacking midfield spot and another striker. Now, of course, as I mentioned before, we're not in a traditional league system in that there's like lots of rules and regulations. We can basically go and sign free transfers and have them registered at any time. So over the course of this season, the chances are we will bring a few new players in. There's players on the bench that you'll have to get to know as well. People like Ashley Carew, who can come in and play sort of a more experienced midfielder. There's a few of those, actually. James Conley is another one, 28-year-old. Motson Ratian. Yes. He's from Montserrat. I don't know what the other bit is difficult. So we've brought a few more experienced players in. We've got a lot more strength in depth. It's worth noting that Christian Oxlade-Chamberlain is back again for another season, can play right back in central midfield, so it makes sense to me. And we'll see then, won't we? We'll see, viewers. How will this season go? I don't really know. In terms of a tactic, we're playing exactly what we played last year, but we've just dropped that deep line playmaker into an anchorman role. Smith and James are playing their more preferred central midfield roles. So I'm hoping this midfield 2 will carry us through. The issue, of course, viewers, as is now evidence, was that we can't really start James Jones in this first game unless maybe we can start him in the first game, but then we take him off halfway through. Nicky Rowe's still here as well, but he can't run, bless him, so I'm going to leave him out today. I guess Ashley Carew's there to come on around half-time if we need to make a change, which it looks like we probably will do. Quite a lot of players have remained in the squad, but they're very much squad players now rather than starters. And it should be said, the star ratings might look worse than they did last season. It's worth noting that that's because Matthew Smith and James Jones are just rated higher than everybody else. So that sort of is why that happens. Liam Edwards keeps his star rating pretty high. If you care about star ratings, lots of people don't. I'm sort of hit and miss with them. Sometimes you have players that just perform way above what their star rating is supposed to be compared to others. So forget it. And that is our transfer roundup. Hopefully that was all right. Now, let's get on to a few other bits of business before we play our first game. Financially, things are looking very good. We've obviously, I mentioned it at the very first episode, we've moved into a new stadium. It's the community stadium now. I'm pretty sure, although I could be wrong, they've just sort of moved. They've not moved. They've just called it something new and changed a few of the bits and pieces around and sort of added on a university or a college to it. I think that's how that's worked. If any Boston fans who live locally know the situation with the stadium, I know it's very up in the air with Boston, but this is what the game decides, so I'm kind of happy to go with whatever the game is suggesting rather than put my own twist or spin on it. So I hope this doesn't prevent us from expanding in the future. That's a worry. We'll see if it occurs. In terms of facilities and whatnot, average, adequate. I would improve them if we could. And saying that, we've got 572,000 in the bank, so it's not too bad, you know. Like, income-wise, the gate receipts at the start of the season, very good. We made 320,000 last year. We've already made 178,000 purely based on who we've been able to get through the door because of those big games we've had in pre-season against Premier League Championship opposition. In terms of other revenue, we're looking at season tickets have gone through the roof this season. 341,000 brought in, whereas last year was just 85,000. And I mentioned it before, if you look at it here, 500 season ticket holders was what we had last year. This year, according to one of the news items I had, 2,000. 2,000 have come through. So that could see massively improved attendance figures, although if they've already paid with their season tickets, it's interesting to see how many more on the top of the 2,000 come in every week. That's going to be curious. But there we go. I feel pretty good about it. I feel confident going into this season. In terms of the prediction or the preview, you might have seen it before. 10th position, 6-1, Chorley 5-1, and that's who we play first. So let's delve into our first game and see how will this season go. You can often base it on the first game, I feel like. All right, system-wise, we're going to keep it pretty simple, pretty standard. I know there was a lot of player information to get through there, and of course, as the season develops, some of these players will emerge as first-team regulars, and we'll get to know them far more, so don't worry about that too much. There was a lot to get through. It's at this point I wish Ben Sports News was here, dealing with all of this. So you can see there, they're playing a 4-4-1-1. That appears to be, having played a season here now, that appears to be, to me, the most consistent formation I see of other sides playing against me. That 4-4-1-1 is a very common thing I keep seeing. Hopefully our system matches well against that system. Otherwise, this system will change soon. You'll notice this year I didn't really sign any wingers. So if we have to switch to that sort of formation, we could be in a spot of bother. I have, though, got about 10 midfielders now. All right, then, boys. Let's avenge what happened last time against Chorley. Of course, a home game against Chorley. I've been there, done that, got the T-shirt. I actually bought a scarf and a tie, but either way. All right, then, into the games we go. Chorley wearing the red and black trim, whereas we're in the, I guess it's an orange, isn't it? Let's face it, it's an orange and black. I don't know what I was going to try and dress it up as. It's orange. All right, start of a new season. Always nervous for the players as well as the fans and the manager. James Jones, of course, we're only going to get half out of him, but I figured we'd start with our best player on the pitch, and then if we have to bring him off, which we are going to regardless, we will do. I don't now know if this is a good start or not. All right, there's a chance for us as Caravan makes his way forward. Smith on it, Minihan. Now, of course, our pre-season has not been that productive in that we've played a lot of games against sides that have just battered us, basically, for financial gain. But you can see here, JJ on it, gives it to Caravan. Edwards has gone for goal and scored. Oh, lovely stuff. First goal of the season. The game's been relatively even. You can see based on the average ratings of us and them that we're having slightly the better of it, and a goal has come our way. I do think that those average ratings are very telling on how a game goes, as Jones finds Caravan, who slides it through to Edwards, who's finished his first time. Brilliant stuff as well. And people behind the goal, are they fans of us? I don't think they are. Chorley have bought a lot of fans, apparently. Fair enough. Not seated, by the way, still standing up over that side. All right, and the good thing, I guess, in a way, is that James Jones is also on a booking, so it gives us more reason to bring him off. All right, so far, so good. A positive start to the season. Of course, let me know in the comment section what you think of the transfers. Do you think the midfield is going to carry us through? Because I do. Ashley Carew is going to come on in the centre. He's not a natural box-to-box, but I think if we swap these two round, it makes a bit more sense. I do think getting Matthew Smith in is a bit good. I spent a good sort of 4 hours looking for players. I basically went through every League 1, League 2 team of all the players they've released and looked for players that would join me. Most of them wouldn't. We then went to the Vanarama National, looked through all of their players that they've released. There wasn't much coming. Of course, we looked at the player search as well. There was 1 or 2. As you've seen, we've got a few from Shrewsbury and even Arsenal. There's a player there that left and decided to come and join us. So there are players out there to get. You just have to, like what I'm doing at the moment is building up a knowledge for players that I can bring in the future. And I think that's one of my massive tips for lower league management is do that as much as you can. Plan for the future by scouting around as much as possible for players that don't want to join you immediately, but as you rise up the ranks a little bit, we'll maybe consider joining you if they're still available on free transfers. As some lovely possession for us here as Caravan shoots just over the bar. Look at me giving tips to the non-leagues. Maybe I should do that as a series. Tips to lower league management. I mean, I've not got up in the first season. I nearly got relegated, it felt like. So maybe not. As the game actually is ticking away here, we've had a lovely chat, but I mean, in terms of the game, it looks like it's going to be a very routine 1-0. Oh, by the way, and I didn't even mention this, I mean, we'll pause it while we can see it. The pitch is back to standard size. I just thought that was best for everyone. We could have gone square. We could have kept it at this small sort of niche thing of our pitch, but I thought the best thing to do would be to make it a standard size, and hopefully everything will be fine this season, as most teams will have a similar pitch size to this. But our first game of the season is complete. Liam Edwards gets the goal. Boston 1, Chorley 0. I feel like we've flown through today. I feel like I've given you a lot of condensed information. If you've got any questions about anything that we've done in the pre-season, perhaps, or anything that like the plans for the season, of course, we're aiming for the playoffs. I mean, I'll answer that now. We're aiming for the playoffs. If we can get in there, fantastic. If we just miss out, I mean, we'll see. I mean, our expectations, you saw a moment ago, around 10th position. So, like, getting into 5th, 6th, 7th should definitely be the aim. And that's hopefully what we'll push towards this season. Going up automatically would be preferred, but let's take one thing at a time. If you enjoyed today's video, of course, please do leave a like on it. If you want to see some more, subscribe to the channel. There's a chance tomorrow there won't be Boston, but there will be at the weekend. If this is 1,000 likes, we'll do a Boston weekend upload, much like last weekend, because tomorrow will be the network game with Jack around 5 PM. So if you enjoyed today's do drop a like. Want to see some more, subscribe to the channel, and we'll love with care. If you want to spend your time next time, I'll see you again very, very soon. Goodbye. This was good. I feel like it was a bit quick. The pacing was a bit fast today. Sorry, I'm just excited. New players, new team, new ground, new everything. And no Ben Sports news. And also no edit. He's got no idea. So, I mean, whatever. It's been a great episode.